And a good Thursday morning to you. This weather video driven by 802cars.com. They represent 802 Toyota, Twin City Subaru, 802 Honda, all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. You can see the couple main frontal boundaries here with colder air and a lot of high latitude blocking across the northern regions there. And this is producing areas of higher pressure with slightly colder air, and that's kind of dripping into parts of Vermont. That's going to get pushed out by this weather system here. This is a big plains weather system producing blizzard conditions, but also thunderstorms, as you can see in these little purple tops here. Another big weather system coming into the Pacific coast, and some subtropical flow coming in as well. That'll spin up another area of lower pressure that will be developing over the weekend and then work its way toward us. And this is a system that will probably bring us a pretty good soaking rain basically Sunday night into Monday night, and maybe even into a portion of Tuesday. Here's our major weather system currently. This is in the upper levels at 500 hectopascal thicknesses. So you can see that this is the upper level low and the surface low in this vicinity here. This is going to be tracking very slowly into Quebec while weakening. We have warm season frontal thunderstorms here, and of course blizzard conditions back on this side, and plenty of snow. In fact, some areas receiving snowfall even more so than what we've seen all winter long with this particular storm system across certain parts of the high plains into Minnesota. And here you can see the surface low with the temperature patterns and a lot of warm, moist air coming in. And this is a warm front. And this is going to be spreading in some high clouds later today, and then those will thicken up, and it'll be a predominantly cloudy scenario. We'll be basically in this kind of an area during the day tomorrow, Friday. Just a little bit of rain showers work on through, and then off and on some periods of sunshine, especially on Saturday afternoon, before another weather system will develop and push into the region. This is going to be mostly off to our west, and there's no real issues other than just a little breezy at times out of the Champlain Valley with a bit of a south wind. Taking a look at the European model, 6-hourly increments, you can see an area of higher pressure ridged over portions of the northeast United States, and that's giving us a beautiful day today. The weather system to our west, you can see that approaching frontal boundary, and that moves in basically on Friday evening, and then kind of works its way out fairly quickly, so that Saturday is going to kind of squeeze out to be pretty decent with no precipitation. This is a little bit tenuous as areas of higher pressure there are fairly weak. And we'll see if this can last into Sunday, but it looks like into Saturday night is a goal. Here comes our next weather system. This is the one that's going to be a pretty good soaker for our region. This works basically on Sunday night. And you can see some of those reds there just to the west of our region across portions of New York do illustrate the possibility of some thunderstorm activity, as well as crossing portions of southern New England. That is just a slight threat, but this is mostly just a big soaker. We could see anywhere from 1 to locally 3 inches of total rainfall with this weather system, and of course on the backside it'll be cold enough to also mix in with a little bit of wet snowflake action as we get into probably on Tuesday. Higher pressure beyond the period will build in for a couple fairly nice days before the pattern basically rinses and repeats. And you can see this next weather system also fairly potent. We're in for a couple rainy weather systems as it looks right now, and the potential right here for the possibility of some thunderstorms. That's a long ways out. This is the GFS ensemble looking at the total amount of precipitation. This is our Friday night system. Not much in terms of precipitation totals here. And then we have this bigger system that'll be working. This is our great soaker, and you can see perhaps over 1.5 inches according to the GFS ensemble. Taking a look at the 3-hour QPF and marking that down, you can see this is a much bigger weather system. And we're looking at predominantly rainfall here. I would ignore this snow here, but a little bit of snow on the backside as we get into basically on Tuesday. GFS ensemble snow. This is precipitable water. I would ignore this first one here, but the second one, we're talking about over 1.1, 1.2, and the European has this at about 2 to 3 standard deviations, so this is fairly juiced up at this point. 850 hectopascal Temperature is anything above the 0 degree center line. It falls in the form of rain. We get a little bit of rain-snow combo there. And of course, this is snow. You can see it is definitely cold enough, and this fits well with the European as well. In terms of 850 hectopascal winds, this is a little stronger on the front end here. I'm not buying into that, but it looks like along about Monday, we could see some issues with some downsloping winds along the western slopes of the Green Mountains, a fairly narrow geography. Quick look at 2-meter temperatures. And since we're getting into that time of the year, here's the 2-meter dew point temperatures as well. We get only into the 50s. Anything above 55, nearing 60 and above would mean thunderstorm potential. Convective available potential energy. You can see that there is a little bit of an uptick here. We're talking around 200-300. And there could be some embedded thunderstorms on Monday associated with that area of low pressure as it tracks through. And right along its southern eastern leading edge, it could affect portions, mainly southern Vermont, potentially some western portions of Vermont. The main headline here is that we have dry weather for the next few days, but boy, oh boy, this is our storm track. And sure enough, we're looking at anywhere between 1 and up to locally 3-inch amounts of rain. And so we're in the ballpark now for some heavy rain with a couple storms at least over the course of the next 10 days. Looking at 5-day maximum temperatures, we're going to be running actually above normal. How about that? 6 to 9 degrees above normal. And then 3 days later, things cool off a little bit from the north, and we're near neutral, if not just a little bit below in the northern reaches. Climate reanalyzer, you can see that certain areas of the Arctic are very, very warm. Greenland, Kara, Barents Sea, and back up in the Beaufort Sea, this general area here, but also intermixed with slightly cooler temperatures. So the Arctic is running about 3 degrees Celsius above normal. Antarctic is cooler than normal by about 0.4 of a degree. And the world as a whole has just come down to about 0.6 of a degree. Northern Hemisphere leads the way, as you can see. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.